Hello, hello. This is day 2 of my 21-day energy reset. These days, I just see a lot of people who are not doing very well at all. A lot of people are physically unwell as well as psychologically. I hope to share this story and maybe lift you up a little bit, bring some hope. When I was traveling a couple of weeks ago, and since I was video blogging the experience, I wanted to let people know that I have a YouTube channel and a playlist. So I texted a whole bunch of people, and this young man happened to be in my texting list, and I hadn't seen him for about a couple of years. And when I saw him before, I didn't get very far with him, but I did connect him with people who were in a position to be able to help him with what he was looking for. And so that was that. And so that Friday, after driving to Dallas from Houston, I arrived at the motel, and I was pretty tired, ready for bed. So between 9 and 10 p.m. I received a text back from this Marine whom I hadn't seen for 2 years, and he was grateful that I reached out, and he admitted that he wasn't doing very well at all and had been feeling suicidal. So therefore I asked him if he needed to talk to somebody or if he would like to talk to somebody, and he said yes. So I did talk to him for a total of 2 hours. I did not let go. It was kind of hard getting him to share what he was going through. However, I stayed with him, and I just jabbered on and on. And finally I asked, on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is the least depressed and 10 is the most depressed, how would you rate yourself? And he said 10. I just kept talking with him, and by the second hour, somehow I got him to laugh, and we laughed and we laughed and we laughed. And why did we laugh? It was because I was telling him that, shit is all around us, and if you have shit inside, then everything's shitty, and shit needs to come out. And as I was saying that, I realized just how true that statement is. But really, it was just so strange that fell out of my mouth. And it was just the right thing to say because, he's a Marine, infantry. And, it's the kind of thing that's the way they talk. I know this because I had another friend who was similar. And boy, I start talking like these young men. And it is just really funny coming out of my mouth. But anyway, it was the right thing to say because it just cracked him up. And then he couldn't stop laughing. And so, yeah, that was great. And I slept very little that night because I had to get up early the next morning. But sometime during the following day, I got a text from him, and he said if I could call him again later because talking to me had made him feel so good and gave him hope. So I said, of course. And so that second night, I called him, and we talked for an hour and a half. And the whole time, the whole hour and a half, we were just laughing and laugh. I mean, it was cathartic, and it wasn't just for him, it was also for me. I mean, wow. And that night I slept extremely well and deeply. And as I reported in whatever day that was from my 10-day energy reset thing, I was saying about how my older child who was traveling with me and shared a room with me was saying that she knew that I slept well because I was snoring very loudly and very steadily, and she didn't get any sleep. So anyway, so I just wanted to share that story with you because wow. So that was what happened a couple of weeks ago, right? And so after that second day of laughter as the best medicine, I knew he was going to be okay, and he has been. And so then on June 1st, so last Monday, I followed up and had him come over to visit me at my Houston office so I could do some healing work on him pro bono. And so we did. We had a session, and he really responded well. And I also gave him about 7 little packets of keto cream. You know, he's been having issues because of withdrawal symptoms. I just heard from him last night because he had been busy. He had been busy being active and being happy and eating well, healthily, and even thinking about getting back to AA. And it just made me so happy, so very happy. And I shared it with my family, and I just can't tell you how happy I am that it worked out like that, because this young man, I had just out of the blue, I just happened to text him, and it happened to reach him at a time when he needed someone, and he actually responded back, that he reached back to me. And so as I explained to him, it's like, you know, out of the blue, I just happened to reach out to you, so God is looking out for you. You know, talk about synchronicity, right? Well, nothing happens as coincidence, right? And so you see, when you are trying to recover from something that is such an albatross around your neck, like recovering from addiction or substance abuse, or alcohol addiction or whatever, you need to have belief in a higher power, to surrender that shit to that higher power, to lift you out of your despair. And so that was proof. I told him, you know, the fact that I just happened to text him right at that time, and he would have killed himself had he not turned in his guns to his former platoon leader. You know, and you know, if he didn't have guns, he may have, you know, done it some other way, right? That is just really something. And now he's completely well. So I'm telling you, I remember the acronym HOPE, HOPE, stands for Hold On, Pain Ends. So what I'm saying is that don't give up. Don't give up. And let's not be afraid to listen when somebody brings up this subject. Anyway, more on that next time. And I'm wearing yellow because yellow is the color for suicide prevention. Anyway, so this is day 2, and it was a lot to say, but really felt that it was something to share. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.